Oh, that's weird. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. All right. The Pauper event is back, and I have caught it right as it showed up, so I would be kind of, probably have as many videos as possible in this format. I love Pauper. This is an excellent format, in my opinion. Best of one, though, and best of three would be kind of nice, but, midweek nonsense. So Girdmog Angler was not around up until like right now, so we essentially have like my favorite kind of Pauper deck ever in normal Pauper in Magic Arena. So this is really exciting. I love these two cards next to each other. I like to go a little maybe too greedy with the treasure cruises and all that, but I think we won't struggle to like these won't get in the way of each other or like these won't get in the way of each other. I think it'll work. I have a reanimate spell sort of to get slow grindy value. These are really my only win conditions, honestly. If it ends up not being enough or not nearly good enough to close the game out before people like give up from all the removal, then I'll add more creatures or something like that. But I really just want to hyper fixate to begin with these. If you've seen the other videos of my Pauper lists, I change them like almost every game. So what you see here is, oh, I mean, I have the archaeologist. I guess it could kill your opponent if it's a 1/3, but so yeah, we're trying to mill ourselves and just grind our opponents out, play some 5/5s for low mana cost. This one has a ward 2, which is really nice, and then you give them lifelink, +1/+1 with this card. You can do this card to just mill and get some value that way, right? And if you don't do anything, it just get 1/1 counter, which is nice. It's a good defensive card early, right? If it's just sitting around as a 1/4, it can genuinely stonewall a couple things that are trying to end your existence. And yep, bunch of removal. Send it. Oh, do I? Oh, wait, hold on. Please don't tell me. Dang it. Right when I started streaming. Right when I started streaming. Alright, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Dang it. Alright. 1 second. I gotta get up and do stuff. Like, I hit the stream button 5 seconds ago and I have to BRB, so. Stare at the deck. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Hello, people. I said BRB like right when I hit the stream button, so if only I knew to wait 3 minutes. Healer's Hawk. Yeah, oh, right, yeah, that's a nice one. I agree to that. I like Healer's Hawk. Oh, I thought my opponent was going to play Heroes. I was like, yes. There it is. Lord Skitter. Alright, so we can start playing... I think we're going to just at least play one of these. Oh wow, I didn't get anything. That's tragic. I mean, it's just a 1-4 though. Could play another. Could pass the turn. I think I'll go ahead and do that. This exiles, so... No, I gotta exile this. Okay. Five, 6, 7. Alright, Angly boy. Okay. So, Reeve Soul, this. That feels a little weird. I'm gonna just do this. Maybe I didn't even want to murder there. Shoot. Did I need to take murder, or maybe could have just taken this? I don't have a second black source yet. Have I milled any? No? Just don't have one. We can probably just chump. The 0-3 is just chilling. Alright, I guess I can't chump. I guess I should be glad I at least tried to chump block. Love to see this now. Means they're not getting this card. Oh, it's a land, of course it is. Alright, so no murder this turn. But double Tolarian Terror, my opponent has no cards in hand, seems really, really good, so. These Reeve Souls are getting in the way of my ability to succeed. So I think, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I have to exile one more. Alright. Okay. I can still stabilize here. Grindy game. Very grindy game, I'm surprised. Okay, this actually works. Let's just cast this for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And then pass. Love to see it. I could just blood token this. Oh, there's no creatures in my graveyard. Alright. A moderate concern. Do I swing? Can I swing? No, I'm not winning that race. Tragic. Alright. I guess I was winning. Either they were drawing nothing, or just felt like I was going to pull ahead at some point. And I think I would. How many threats do we have left? We binned one of the... or 2, 3, 4. So we had 3 more in the deck. And then however many I then proceed to not exile when I have to reanimate them. So I think I would get there with the remaining threats in my deck, given what my opponent had left, and they're only like drawing 1 card a turn. Sweet. Cool first game. Yeah, the Pauper sweats are out in full swing, and I am one of them. Ubeko. Alright, I've already had that. Tragic. Tragic. I tried to stream like 2 days ago. I'm like, yeah, I'll stream before the Pauper thing happens. And then I just didn't. I logged on, looked at the commanders, and I'm like, I don't want to play this today. And I didn't. I feel slightly better starting with Opt. That way I don't feel bad about like a bad mill early. And they're kind of the same. I might be overthinking it. Yep. Doesn't matter. I don't know if I said hello already. I'm saying it again. I wasn't looking. Mono red with no 1-drop. Alright, that's a very honest card. Love it. Murder is kind of expensive. I think I will just Reeve Soul this. If I needed a land drop, I would, you know, do that instead, but... Alright, what do we got? 2 spells. Don't you give this haste. Yeah, that's right. You keep that shock in your hand. Alright, suppose I'll thin of a land. Do I want a black here? I think I just need another blue. The only double black is Murder, which might not even want to be in here because of the the land setup. You can reevaluate that. There is no 1 minute. Oh yes, there is a 1 minute black card I can find. It's the Blood Fountain. That is another land for next turn, but does that matter? I think I can just get rid of that. I do have a Delve, I do have Delve cards. Yeah, that's fine. So 5. I can Gurmag next turn. Okay, alright. Sure. Still maybe Shock, or one of the 2-mana damage spells I think is going on there. Can probably get a second Swamp at this point. But it is really just the 2 murders where I need 2 black. So maybe I just get another blue. Like, my hand loves blue. I'm gonna rip the band-aid off. I'm just gonna get it now. So, 1 card deeper to just keep that? That's fine. I didn't have anything else to do with the turn anyways. Okay, sure. Alright, well, this is one of those games where my cards are going to go against each other a little bit, but I genuinely think that's fine, especially against a mono-red deck. This is completely fine. Like, these got more expensive again, but each one I cast is a big deal, so I don't feel like I have to run them out back-to-back, like in quick succession. They're just really giant things relative to Pauper. Well, for most decks. Alright. I could just windmill slam that. I would like to see double block and burn spell going face or something. Nope. Not even the slightest hesitation. They didn't even think to block. Alright, put this in play. 5-minute 5/5. It doesn't get more honest than that, right? This has first strike. Alright, so we are seeing some kind of burn spell. I will never respect it. Show me. I could have maybe blocked the 2/2 because it does not have prowess, but honestly, this is still fine. Alright, it looks like... Yeah, these seem to be combat tricks, so that's fine. Do we have another one? Another one would be concerning. Respecting shock seemed to be the wrong approach, and I'm glad I blocked the one I did. Without first strike. Okay. So... let's see what happens here. Okay. Seems like there's another pump spell. The blowout? The blowout? The 3-for-1? Send it, opponent. Send it, please. Yes! Oh, they flung it! Oh, that's rude. They did not have to fling that. They could have let this die first. Probably doesn't really matter, but... Alright, alright. I like it, I like it. Let's, do that. Now put lethal in play. Yep. Don't really think my opponent had much they could do. I did not expect fling. That just didn't... This is the last thing I was expecting. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's reevaluate murder. Oh, I got a mythic. I got a mythic. Realm Scorcher Hellkite. Neat. Look at that. Alright, so let's take out Murder. It's also just 3 mana, which is not where I want to be for a lot of these cards. It's not amazing removal. Reeve Soul isn't even really that great. I might even just take some out, maybe find a better one. edicts are okay in a non... token format. Bile Blight has been interesting. It is double black. Maybe we should avoid that. We're not really ever tragic slipping. Stab is alright. Or whatever the OG stab is. Disfigure. Although I'd probably just play stab because that's funny. Like, alright, we're gonna stab this. Just, I haven't said that sentence before. Maybe that's worth it then. Do we want to stab? Yeah, I think we want to stab people. See, this is why I got demonetized on that YouTube VOD, because I say stuff like that, and YouTube doesn't know what I mean when I say I'd like to stab my opponent. -2 is maybe not the most assuring, but without the double black cards, it's kind of where you're at. There's an enchantment one, like with Flash, that's like -3/-3, but I'd rather it go to the graveyard, so I can get the just the spell in my graveyard from my cards. Okay, well, yeah, there's this one. There's this one. I kind of like this. Wither in Bloom, another card I haven't played before. I don't know how relevant Fangs are. Maybe I could just have one as like this random uh-oh, I need life kind of card. Alright, what if we go down to Fangs and a Stab and we go up 2 of these? Actually, I want to drop Reef Soul altogether. That makes it easy. Cool. Alright, yeah, taking out Murder because it's a 3-drop, double black. Wither and Bloom feels pretty good. A card I haven't played before, and I've never stabbed anything before, so let's try Stab too. And yep, that's it. Send it. Alright, well, I'll never need a land for the rest of the game, but I do need some more action. Have I ever been on the play? I don't feel like I've been on the play yet. I probably have. Alright, what is red-green doing? I don't like the look of this in any way, shape, or form, so I'm going to exile it. Is red-green Storm a deck? Is it like squirrels? You just like spam squirrels? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. It does appear to be the case that it's some kind of storm deck. Opponents, I guess, fallen asleep on themselves. A stab is interesting against what looks like some kind of 7. Okay, because my opponent's stumbling. 6, 7. Because they're stumbling, I'm going to Gurmag real quick. Okay, they drew a land for the turn, and then did nothing again. Alright, that's a good sign. We're going to stab... nothing? I don't want to tap out... I do not want to tap out again. Maybe I can. It does change the clock from 1 to 2, so this just gives my opponent a single turn of opportunity. Okay. This is the risk I took. Oh, of course, of course. This is banned in normal Pauper. Galvanic Relay. I'm not terribly concerned about it here in this format, but I'd be impressed if they got there in the long run. I'm going to swing and see what they do. Alright, they got a bunch of cards. What do you got? What are you gonna do? First day of class, I don't see any squirrels. Okay, I don't think they can win from here now. Even if they do make squirrels, it's not enough to... Yeah, that's just not enough. This deck was on my radar when I started today, but it just seems like you need a lot of setup, kind of. It's not like a lot of setup, but relative to what is going to probably beat you up before you set up. It is kind of a lot for the format. And the payoff is a little lackluster to me. When you're super heavily reliant on like sticking creatures to discount things, that can get kind of sketchy. But not every deck has removal, right? Or counter spells and stuff, so neat. Another solid one. All three rewards are actually pretty nice. Sure. I almost don't want to care about this, but I might as well. Okay, well, killing mana dorks repeatedly is not really that exciting to me, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Whenever a creature control mutates... What? Okay. I'll take a treasure cruise here. And... opt. Okay, it is an actual mutate deck. That is odd. Do I just run this out? Sure. Can exile this for a counter here, and then I can combat trick. Opponent learns an introduction to prophecy. Oh man, that is deep. I like it. It's also a lot of colors. Very, very interesting. Alright, so we're going to do this for probably one... well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4... 6. Okay, it's fine. Another blood fountain might go a long way as this game goes on. And no attack. I don't know if I can win a very, very long game. Well, I certainly would deck out first, but we'll see. I have no answer to this other than double removal, which I currently don't have. The double removal is... yeah, okay. So Unexpected Fangs could be a good way to stay at parity here. Okay, sure. But I am not currently winning by quite a bit. Nah, screw it. Just look one card deeper. That ain't it. Okay, game. What are you doing? Okay. I actually found it? No way. That's my 1-0. So we're at parity until they mutate more, which I'm sure is down the road. Which apparently is immediately. Why not? Alright, yep. You got it. 5-color mutate. I just got bullied by something that I didn't think was possible. 5-color mutate. With a boatload of mana dorks to get in the way of all that for whatever reason. Okay, so there's really not much I could have done except run like Tithing Blade and like Edicts. We could try that, like go down to one of these. Maybe down a Stab. Stab hasn't felt... Disfigure in general doesn't feel... well, it's like I said, -2/-2 is not very great to me. Could just simply go all in on some form of Edict. I don't know what that Edict is. Tithing Blade is weird. I don't like Tithing Blade. I think there's too much hogging the graveyard. I think it's just some kind of Edict. Devour Flesh? I don't like the idea of giving my opponent life, but maybe that's okay. It's got a cost too. Did we not have an Edict in Pauper? I thought we did. I mean, these are instants, but still. Extract a confession is probably what I'm thinking about. It's not an instant, though, but I think that's kind of okay. It is arguably, like, way better, too, right? It's, like, an efficient edict. Yeah, okay, that works. Alright, let's do that. I like that a lot. Like it a lot. Also, I'll probably play this only for, like, no more than 80 minutes before I, like, play the next deck. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. You'd be hard-pressed to get me to stop playing Gerbag Anglers. I can only do it for 3 days. You'll have to excuse me. Red on the play again. Tragic. Red on the play again with no 1-minute card. Slightly less tragic. Let's take removal, because it's a Kill and Fiend deck. Do I just sit around? I think I genuinely do just sit around. I would love to bait spells here. That would be ideal. It's not like they... I mean, it's mono red. Like, there's no card in the game that's going to stop me from, like, doing anything. Was this Skewer the Critics? No, it's not. Alright, sure. That doesn't use combat. I'm going to get rid of it. And same thing. And same thing. 3 here. Yep. Fine. With a blocker, it really incentivizes them to cast a spell, so... I will take that opt. I didn't have to, but I did. There's no incentive to cast a second spell, so I'll just send this here. That is a very good draw. Do I just play this, or opt? I think I'm going to opt. If I don't find a blue source, that's fine. I have Grammatic in there. Another removal spell. I mean, if I keep him off the board, it doesn't really matter how long this game goes. I think I will take that. We have 7, and we want to pay 1, 2. I think we're going all in on that. So 3. Alright, that's fine. Could have kept the Wither and Bloom in the graveyard, just for like the chance to make this a 6/6 and then a 7/7. That's just more life gain, but I don't think that really matters at all in this matchup, and I'm right. It does not matter. Sweet. Okay. I'm not going to crack. Keep my opponent guessing. Boop. So, pass? Or... Yep. These do exile, so they don't get the other side of this card when I go to remove its existence. Be right now. A little bit tragic there, but you know what? Hand is still stacked. Just want to keep exiling those. It's really nice to exile those. So Blue? Yeah, definitely blue. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. Keep sending it. This looks like genuine mono white. Alright, maybe I'm wrong. Right after having said that. It is not? Huh, okay. Oh, we got a reader. Good sign, good sign. What does this do? Oh, that's actually pretty good. I actually like that card. Huh. Okay. I don't want it in play. And I will treasure cruise at this point, so... I think that's okay. Famous last words. Too late to go back. Could have waited, maybe, on that. I'm just drawing into things that are uncastable anyways, right? Maybe that's the logic there. But we'll see. I still feel like I have plenty of time to just sort of chill out and do whatever. It's not exactly threatening me. I will take the... both these are good. I'll take that. Okay. That worked out. Discarding creatures to this is fine. You sort of, like, get them back upon your choosing. That's just a 2-2 Vigilance. Alright, our opponent's just playing, like, commons. But, I mean, power levels, we're a lot closer together in this format than other ones, so it's not, like, that devastating. Let's play this. Actually, let's play this before we exile more stuff in the graveyard for no reason. Alright, I'm not gonna cast this. Citizen's Arrest is interesting. I think there's a 2-mana Citizen's Arrest, though. Maybe, I think there... No, Journey to Nowhere is not in Magic Arena. There's no Planeswalkers in the format, so you don't have to worry about that side, but... Yep, GG. Yeah, so maybe I probably should have just not treasure cruised until it's, like, essentially the last thing I need to do, because I didn't need removal at the time, and I'm just drawing into more threats that are just now harder to cast. Just makes sense to hold it. My throat is congested. This has no blue. Well, I can keep that. This has cards in it. Do I bin the... What do I do? Get rid of 1 land here? I can function quite well on 2. Like, basically indefinitely. Okay. Ooh, alright. Let's just sit in front of it. I'll take the opt. Help me find another land. Could be useful. Again, I don't necessarily need another land. So this is a spot where maybe black mana would be better, but I still think I want blue. I think I do want blue here. Yeah. And leave up removal, cast another one of these. I have options here. This sets up Gurmag next turn quite nicely. Let's just do that. Does my opponent know what's happening yet? Not quite. They get rid of 4 mana black removal spell. I did not expect that at all. And I will take the consider again. Alright, so I'm losing. It really doesn't matter. But the jig is up at this point. They actually did take an edict spell here when they're like 2 creatures of these, which to me is weird. I feel like just taking the considers might be better. It's not like my removal spells are doing anything. And they also didn't swing with both creatures. Don't know why. But I'll take it. This gains a life. It does go to the graveyard too. I do like the idea of gaining life. But I can probably do better. Probably do better. Okay. Let's cast that. Sure. At this point. And I will just pay 2 here. 1, 2. Like that. It's nice to dodge the instants and sorceries with so many fetch lands. So Tolarian Terrors are good. How do you not take Treasure Cruise here? How do you not take... What? How do you not take Treasure Cruise? I don't understand. I'm... What? Okay. I'm gonna max greed it, just keep the graveyard intact. I believe Unearth is now in the game. Opponent could be unearthing. I don't think I need another Gurmag Angler, especially with this Blood Fountain. I like these a lot, so why not? I'm not under any crazy pressure. So. And pass? Yeah. It's fine. Oh, I haven't seen this card in a minute. I love it. Lifelink Haste, but no Death Touch, so you can keep that one. They should probably swing with it. They do not swing with it. They probably want it to swing with that. It'd put them at 21, which changes the curve. Or like the clock, I mean. They probably wanted to swing. Blocking is, I guess, kind of the same exact thing, in all fairness. So, yeah, I highly doubt my opponent will ever deal with Tolarian Terror. We saw Bake into Pie, which is nuts, by the way. This is nuts. But I don't know if the food is ever worth it for the extra mana over murder. So you should just probably run murder. But maybe there's something they're doing with artifacts, because we saw this card that makes artifacts, like sack them to deal damage or whatnot. But Bacon to Pie does cost 4. That is pretty steep. Duress is also unusual. Like, I would run this, but I don't believe most people are going to be doing things that are super duress vulnerable, because everyone's probably going to be playing a bunch of creatures, because it's like a Pauper thing, and there's, oh, just creature deck, you know, just put that together. So duress doesn't seem too scary here, and it wasn't actually. I was a duressable enemy or opponent, and it just didn't do much for them. But in all fairness, they still should have taken the Treasure Cruise. In my opinion, I don't know. The removal spell was a thing. Maybe they just didn't know what to do, or who knows. Only our opponent knows. We can only speculate. 2 lands, 2 spells. Okay. I wish one of these was different, maybe? But we came here to game. Came to game. Jagged bearings. That's rude. I could discard one of these. I probably will. I could discard the Gurmak and then just rely on these two, but these are, I think diversifying is slightly better. I don't know which one's going to want... Oh, never mind. Never mind. I would have had triple terror if I took out the Gurmag Angler. That's funny. Vault Scourge. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Vault Scourge paying life is nuts when you don't have to, so... I don't know what that means. They could have just paid 2 and didn't. I do not know what that means, but I don't like it. Yep, there's the de facto. Go make it to your card. That justifies black-red artifacts. Need a removal spell. Basically immediate. Oh, this really helps dig for 1. So, fine. Instead of, like, putting it to the bottom and drawing a land. I don't know. Okay, I did get 1. What's a graveyard looking like? Really want to get these terrors in play. This looks a lot like the list I... No, mine had white in it. I would say this is a surprising Tithing Blade, but I guess it really isn't. I would have probably equipped anyways, but you don't have to do what I do. I'm going to do this now. And I didn't hit a land, and this feels like kind of bad, but I really think I need to do this. So I'm going to do that. If I can keep my opponent off the board, I feel good. More than just playing like a 5/5 that gets Tithing Bladed. Could have played Gurmag, but I didn't. Yep. Please no second Tithing Blade. Extremely likely they have one, yeah. Of course, why not? Okay, I need them to not draw cards. That's moderately annoying, but... Oh my goodness, these are sorceries. I'm an actual idiot. These are sorceries. I had said that too already. I had already said that, and then here I am not casting them like a goober. I'm done. Well, that was extremely devastating. Probably the... I mean, it was literally the worst thing I could have done. I took 11 unnecessary damage, which means now the Tithing Blades just basically kill me. Just punted the game, essentially. Okay, 3-turn clock. Still not looking fast enough? Not looking fast enough here. I need to draw Fangs. If I draw Fangs, I can win. Of course I don't. Why would I? Yep, now there's no win. Yep, I punted. I completely punted the game. I took 11. Now, this very last turn, I wouldn't have to worry about these, but this would be a problem in this turn cycle. Like, this situation, this scenario would still come to us. It's not like I would avoid this. So I think I was dead anyways, right? Let's say right now I was at 12, because I'd be at 12. And this is the board state. I'm still losing in the air to this. Now, I could draw a removal spell and not need to gain life, so I could technically have an out, but yeah, the same scenario would have shown up. I like that deck. I haven't seen one with no white in it, though. Well, I mean, I haven't really seen any. Other than myself, I haven't really seen people, like, try that card, surprisingly enough. The old Volt Scourge cranial plating living weapon thing. I deserve it. It's alright, though. Can't win them all. All the 2-mana removal, like, one of them randomly being a sorcery just threw me off. I honestly thought it was a different card in my hand, I'm not gonna lie. What? Deathcap Marinette declines to mill? I'm confused. I'm confused. You will be declined. Because casting it or simply blocking with this is the same outcome for this Death Toucher. So I might as well save myself the 2 mana and not cast it. Right, because if I want to get rid of this, it would be... I mean, I lose the Archaeologist, but that's totally fine. I can just cast a Gurmag right now. Kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. Let's see if I can't find a land first. Yep. Hand is surprisingly more black than blue, so swing it. I only exiled one spell for this Gurmag Angler. That cost 1, so that it just goes to show how these don't overlap really that badly. Also, this is just straight mono black. What does that do? Lifelink, when it dies, put a counter. Oh, okay. Well, you can't. Yeah, you can't swing. Typhoid rats. Oh, typhoid rats. I thought about running it myself. I love typhoid rats. That's funny. Oh, who doesn't like a typhoid rats? Look at it. Look at it. Nice. So it could be actually kind of hard to kill this person if they have a bunch of death touchers. Like, extremely difficult if they just have more death touchers than I do, like, ways to hit them. Because I can't fly. It sounds like a funny way to get stonewalled, but like it can literally happen here. Skeleton Archer, that's a deep one. Alright, not feeling too bad about my position anymore. If ever I was. It is a 4-drop though. Out of the range of one of my removal spells. Look at that, out of a mono black deck of all things. Playing 4-drops. Out of your mind. Out of your mind. Are we conceding? Nope, we're just saying good game. Love it. Alright, we conceded. I could just double removal spell. I probably just would have. I don't know. It doesn't matter. That was definitely commons you own deck. Alright, a couple more games. I will play probably, I do want to play the Artifact deck. There's the other one that's really cool, like that Sultai Go Infinite thing that I don't think I got to play with it. I can't remember how it's built either. Not going to lie, I don't know how to build it. I don't think I have a list in my portfolio. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Blue-white? What are you doing over there? What are you doing over there? I don't think I want that. I think this is an instance in which I just don't want that. Does my opponent know I am not mono blue? They do. Alright. Hello, Gabriel. Joel, hello. Just playing some Pauper. Easily the greatest format of all time. Let's play this thing. Oh, I got excited. It was like, it's our first counter spell, but I guess not. Opponent, why are you swinging? What are you doing? Why are you making me do it? Get out of here. Land is viable. Binning it also not super relevant to my hand except Treasure Cruise, which I don't want to cast for quite a while. So let's get rid of this. It's always happening. Goes to 3 or 4. Play nothing. Alright, so they got the package of replaceable flying threats. A little annoying, but it is what it is. One drop threat? Nope. Alright, we didn't swing this time, lucky us. You like the battered up card back? Yeah, it really encompasses Pauper. Really does. I like it too. It's probably my favorite. I am comfortable with a 2-mana Tolarian Terror and a 2-mana Gitrog Monster. So 1, 2. Oh, that's so nice. I don't have to touch the spells. Oh, it's so nice. Alright, so we're like super far ahead. It depends what the removal is. We know a great deal of the cards in their deck, just like these things. Alright, what does that do? You may pay 3. Alright, so it can essentially swing a single time and then cannot swing again. So we now know the removal package, but we still don't know like a definitive win condition. Gaining life and flying it 2 at a time does not feel like it. So because I'm in the situation I am, I just 1, 2. Wait. Let me just play a land. I can just do this full retail. That's okay. It's on my opponent to... I think it's still on my opponent to win this game. I don't think it's on me. I think my opponent has to figure out how to win. Continuous enchantment removal is alright. I don't really care about the life gain. Unless it would like significantly change the clock in some way. Opponent appears to have a 1-mana white spell. I am not privy to what that could be. 1, 2, 3, plus 8. Yeah, I mean, came here to do this. Don't really care about the withering thing. Alright, same exact scenario. Got 2 threats of the same caliber. They have 2 more answers. The problem with these answers is, like, I can't reanimate them. Although that's not too bad. You play in a home league? What? Oh yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Well, when you get to hit your opponent at least. So I know this is always happening. Just gonna send it. 5. Wait, why could I not play this? 1, 2. Oh, I didn't have enough mana. All right. Just didn't have enough mana. 8-player Magic group for Pauper. The valedictorian of his home school. Swing. There could be counter spells. Am I willing to wait a turn? I am. That does not look like counter spells. Oh, so you just playing a home league of that? Alright, yeah, that sounds nice. This is a Pauper stream, sir? You have to talk about Pauper, that's it. Non-Pauper related discussions are bannable. At least for the next 3 days. They did bounce Terror, so it could be Essence Scatter. I don't expect serious tempo here. Certainly possible, though. Looks like it is, like some kind of just serious tempo. Manowar is nuts to me. I mean, it buys my opponent time. I just don't think this is not a permanent solution, right? Like I'm gonna eventually start to, like, you need more auras to stop me from hitting you. So double combat trick is real nice here. I kind of hope they go all in on a block. They probably really want to because they don't want to just. Right, this is not what they do. This doesn't get better than literally doing this right now. So I'm gonna do this. Cloud Shift and Momentary Blink. Very interesting. I have 22 cards left in my deck. Clown Shift? First time watching live, load the vids, yeah. It's going alright. Just playing some Pauper because of the event for the next 3 days. And I couldn't be more ecstatic. Greatest power. So this is kind of useless. I'm just going to collect evidence. I don't know. Just get rid of one of the jellyfish so they can't sack the veterans. It doesn't matter. Alright, I don't think I'm in a great spot here if they keep doing stuff like that. I've seen basically every card in their deck, though. Ugh. Well, we know what a Mole Drifter block is, although they should be flickering on their own turn to put more creatures into play. And it doesn't make sense to do it like this at all, to me. But it's working. So what do I know? I'm gonna deck out, I think. My opponent could technically deck out too. It's not really going to happen, but it could happen. It's like a thing that could happen. Because I'm not winning with attacking. There's no more treasure cruises. I think I can concede now. Yeah. I'm over it. Just death by 1,000 cuts, honestly. Yeah, that's just a matchup that's abysmal, right? It's just an abysmal matchup. I don't think I could ever win this, given like 100 attempts. I just don't have the speed to get under them, and not really any counter spells. They gain like some life, and then the game just ends. Yeah, it's just an unwinnable matchup. It's like one of those goofy scenarios. Opponent's just like Omega prepared for that kind of deck, where I only have 8 threats, right? So it's just not enough. I'd need like 12 to 16. Just not enough. If they killed my creatures, so I could reanimate them, but they don't do that. So it's even harder. It's just the perfect matchup for them. Alright, I haven't played against Heir Apparent yet. I thought about playing it. I did think about playing this, but it's kind of boring. Kind of boring. No way. You have Cloud Shift? Are you serious? Okay. I was gonna be upset. Is it a cycle land? What's happening right now? Must be a cycle land. This deck, I mean, this matchup is kind of like, I don't know. You just either have enough answers or you just sort of like lose. Flicker is way too good. I mean, it's good. I wouldn't say too good, but it's definitely very good. Maybe a normal Pauper, it's extremely powerful, but like here, I'm not too blown away about it. I really don't know what this 1-minute instant is. It's bothering me. Must be some kind of combat trick. So I have 8 cards in the graveyard. I will... Actually, I could just play Gurmag Angler. Well, let's slow down here. I can do this first. So just do it for 3. That's fine. So Heir Apparent will severely struggle without critical mass to get around Gurmag Angler. If they go land double Apparent, that's a lot of rabbits, but if you're just top decking 1 card a turn, I'm not really losing my mind over it. Both of these are significant, not just the Gurmag Angler. My opponent did not have lands, nor did they just drew a land and didn't have a second rabbit. So their hand is weird. 5. And I think this could go on a long time. I just win. What? Okay. I'm not playing into any combat trick this turn cycle. And that is unfortunate that I didn't. Rabbit Response was my opponent's card. Okay. I could have blocked, but again, I would have no way of knowing that. Let's play... I don't want them to lose just a rabbit, so let's lose a rabbit. A bigger rabbit, you know what I mean. Goes down to 3, so this works, right? Alright, this game's not going to last as long as I thought at this point. I think they put a rabbit on top, which doesn't actually do anything, it's just 2-2. I don't really know what else they would ever scry on top. What? That's just a different kind of rabbit? My opponent is going deep with this. My opponent is... This is the deepest Heir Apparent deck I've ever seen. I feel as though they'd be better off playing more Heir Apparents than random 4-mana cards, right? Like, you just want more Heir Apparents every time you play a non-Heir Apparent card. So, it's kind of cool, though. I like this. This is very neat. I just really think you wish this 4-mana card was more rabbits. Sweet. I didn't expect that matchup when I bumped into it to be problematic. I don't really think it's that good, honestly. It's better than the slime one that like costs 3, but I still don't. I'm not sold on Heir Apparent as a Pauper strategy. Yeah, the value is certainly there, but there's punishes, counter spells, removal spells. Flickering something that you don't want to flicker spells. And this is historic, so... Flickering Moldrifter repeatedly is kind of annoying. However, Moldrifter is not really ever caught... Wait, is this the same person? I don't think it's the same person. But, same game plan, I guess. Just kill rabbits. They're playing a lot faster than the last person, so I kind of doubt it. Yep. Extract a Confession is a lot of mana, and I don't want to do that, so let's do this. Alright, so if they go land double rabbit, that would make me feel as though maybe their deck is all rabbits, and I would much prefer that instead of some crazy combat trick at 4. Like, this 1/4 is a legitimate problem for the true Heir Apparent deck without the 4-drops in it. Land 5. Maybe my opponent doesn't want to play against removal. Could just concede and move on to the next game then. Unless that was your last opponent for the day. Unlikely. Uh-oh, chat. I think we upset the Heir Apparent player. I killed a rabbit and they're upset. I mean, they could just go land 2 more rabbits. It's completely fine. Like, you're still on track to do the thing. Alright, I guess the first removal spell literally kills all future rabbits, according to Heir Apparent players. Fascinating. I mean, I can just swing. They're not going to block. Swinging puts them in a rope out position, too, so they'll, I think, concede faster if they rope like 3 times in a row. So I just force the rope by swinging. Could be wrong. I mean, my opponent, I don't know why my opponent would be done here. All I did was kill 1 rabbit. Like, I killed the first rabbit. Maybe their deck... Well, no. Yeah, I don't know. All signs point to... upset I lost Magic game, I guess. Just given the context of how fast they're playing. And then how quick to no longer play after I had killed a rabbit. Do 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 do. Alright. That's enough of this deck. We shall play another one. Before he or she conceded, how was your day? Wait, like, before that game? Like, in Magic? The deck's pretty good. Has an extremely positive win rate. I think I want to remake this. This one's not new. This one's from the last Pauper cycle. There's nothing new about it. I've already made a video on this one. But I do want to make it black-red. Wait, I should probably talk about this a little first, actually. At least for the context of YouTube. Okay, so I changed it around, you know, game to game, and this is what it landed on and felt sort of the best. This Blood Fountain could just be a, like, spell that does essentially the same thing. And a spell would go to the graveyard, so you could more easily exile it to Delve, or just have another spell for your Tolarian Terrors. So, I don't know about this one. I like the Blood Token, though. It's up in the air. It reanimates 2 things. It's a fun of. It really is. Same with the Unexpected Fangs. Having 1 is a little weird. Maybe at minimum you want 2. It does definitely feel like you could just consider it a sideboard option, especially in best of 1. Where a lot of decks don't really care if you gain 5. They'll just lose if they don't answer the 5/5s. And if gaining life is the reason you won a game, it's just not very likely. And extremely unlikely if you only have 1 copy. So I don't really know how I feel about that. But the fetch lands are phenomenal. I could probably add more, and probably should add maybe 1 or 2 more. Because Gurmag Angler never got in the way, really, for Tolarian Terror. Because I had so many fetch lands I could just exile, right? And then even like these archaeologists and whatnot. So I really don't know if these are a problem in the same deck. It really didn't seem like it. Treasure Cruise, I think I cast this too many times. For like, oh, I'm going to cast Treasure Cruise because in my hand I get the mana. But like, what am I drawing for? If I don't need removal, I might as well just not cast this. right? Until like I'm quote unquote out of gas and just commit to actually casting the big things. Like, oh, I have 3 creatures in my hand. Let me draw 3. Well, I mean, you're just all you want to draw. It's the stuff that's already in your hand, probably. So Treasure Cruise being at 2 is very sensible, in my opinion. But you probably could go down Unexpected Fangs, maybe Blood Fountain, and run 2 more of these and 2 to 3 more fetch lands and not feel too bad about it. You would play a slower game, though, right? More tapped lands on turns 1 and 2. But overall, this seems extremely solid. I'm sure there's like a fourth, quote unquote, fourth creature. There's really only like 2, but a fourth creature that would be really, really good in a deck like this. I just didn't really like a lot of the options I found having sifted through the entire Pauper collection of creatures in Historic Pauper. But that's enough for this one. I will be back next time with another deck of similar caliber or not. Who knows? Alright, I'm going to play the artifact deck because that's what I said. Probably take out the white one. I took a very long nap today, so I guess that was my day. That's how my day was. I didn't mean to. Yes, I did. Don't listen to me. I'm lying. I did mean to. Okay, so could add just keep off-color artifact lands. I want to drop these. I think after having played a lot of this last time, the white just felt like it was getting in the way of having like a consistent curve, consistent mana. It didn't necessarily feel stronger than just going black and red, but I didn't really try to play black and red. So let's see what that looks like. So we're gonna drop these. Boom, done. And for the artifact lands, Cranial Ram is still in the deck. Surge kind of likes it, but Surge would like to sack these, if anything. Do I have anything to do with these other than this? No, but I suppose that's where sacrificing artifacts comes into play. Sacrifice artifact. Yes. Can run Deadly Disputes. Blood Fountain is still probably okay. How many creatures do I actually have? Like, how do I push a damage-based victory? Aha, we beat you to it. Beat you to it, Jank. Maybe my stream delay is too steep. Still need, I think, another, like, actual way to win the game. Like, I lost to this earlier today, but that's because I accidentally took 11 damage. I didn't mean to. I just forgot my removal spell was sorcery speed, so I took 11. I shouldn't have. But they were, like, pretty threat light, so I don't know what their long-term plan was had I not taken 11. Could run maybe 1 escape. Horsey. I like this, kind of. It's just like a 5-mana 5/5. That can't block sometimes. But it keeps coming back. Although it doesn't come back too many times. It does come back sometimes. Maybe 1. What's another good creature? Can I do, like... No, this is not really making any consistent food in a deck like this. Could run equipment like Batter Skull, or I mean Skull Splitter, Bone Splitter, Bone Splitter. Scrapyard? Maybe. I don't know what the spell bomb's doing. I don't really like the spell bombs. Scrapwork Mutt is interesting. I don't know what Tawashi is. Whenever an artifact enters, it gets +1/+0. Doesn't have flying, no trample, no first strike. No, I don't think I like the. It is an artifact itself, at least. I don't think this fits what I'm trying to do. I really don't think it fits what I'm trying to do. See, this is why I did like the white. The white creatures were solid. I mean, Inspector's alright, but like the core Skyfisher is just good. I can still run the core Skyfisher if I choose to keep like the off-color lands. I could just put it in the deck, right? Like, it could just be the one white. Oops. It could just be the one white card. This card is just really good. It's everything I want in this deck, right? It's a flying threat on top of everything. It has a lot of toughness, too, for a 2-drop. There's plenty of things I like to bounce, right? You can reset the living weapon. You can re-trigger Familiar. You can re-trigger Ichor Wellspring. It's Experimental Synthesizer. Blood Fountain. I mean, there's so many cards in this deck that have ETBs. This card is just so good in this deck. I hate not running it. The planes back in so I can at least search for the planes with these those things there. There's 22 lands. That's probably okay. Maybe can go less than that. Now we have a problem. There's too many cards. Oh no. Good problem to have. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, you just if I'm adding the Skyfishers, I feel fine just dropping the disputes. I could run. What is Fling doing? What are we doing with Fling here? Equal to Zach's creature's power. So if I can't get in, is a 1 of Fling nice with the Cranial Rams? If I just like can't get in, can I just Fling? Grixis. There is Thoughtcast. Thoughtcast is phenomenal. I have not played with Thoughtcast on Magic Arena. I don't really like this thing, though. But Thoughtcast is a huge boon to this strategy. I just haven't played with it before. I didn't actually like Mirror Enforcer. It's kind of disappointing. Maybe it's fine now. Like, we have artifact lands and stuff. Maybe Mirror Enforcer actually does work. Let's just give that a shot. We could go with a bunch of colors. I mean, we have that option. I mean, at that point, if I'm adding colors, I don't need Charter. Ichor Wellspring might be too cute. Maybe I don't need Dispute anymore. Just like... How do I get... Drop the like in a sub to show support. Oh, thank you, thank you. I don't know if I want Thoughtcast in this deck, in this shell. I think there's definitely a different deck this could go in with maybe similar cards. With just one white card, one could argue it's possible to just play one blue card and not, like, destroy my mana base. It's probably possible to put this in here. I don't even know if I really need it, though. Like, a 1-mana draw 2 is cool, but all the cards that I'm casting are sort of like value centric and all that anyways. Like, oh, what am I drawing to? Like, oh, I'm gonna take out Volt Scourge for this, but I have less things to actually draw to. Acre Wellspring could come out. It's kind of mana heavy to bounce Wellspring repeatedly, especially without the dispute anymore. This feels less relevant. And Mirror Enforcer is another threat. Yeah, we can try this like that. Alright, so we got some more threats in the deck. Could try dropping Blood Fountain. So the reason I would drop Blood Fountain is because there are a lot of decks that don't have removal, I've noticed. At least so far, having played like 2 hours. It might not be that great. Now, the creatures in this deck are way smaller, but still, maybe I can just get away with not running those. And run something else in its stead, like another equipment, like a Bone Splitter is nice. On top of this, I still just like it. Are there any other good blue artifacts that like makes sense that I haven't played or something? Whoa! Wait a minute, what? What? Huh? Excuse me? Seed of the Synod. Do we have all of them? When did this happen? When did this happen? What's happening? Oh, that's a cool forest. Oh, that's a cool island. Wow. Those are neat. Anyways. What jumpstart is it? Why did they go away? Is it this one? Did I not have artifact going? What's going on? Why can't I do? How do I filter to find these artifact lands? Why is this not happening? What set is this? So we only have the blue and black ones? That feels so random. No, I mean, I see them right here. I was trying to look for all 5 in like an isolated list next to each other. And apparently I can't. It's only these 2? There's no green, red, or white? I mean, that's just correct. I mean, that's like beyond correct. I didn't know these were in the game. I mean, that's insane. It's completely nuts. Do I even need the basic swamp? If Seed of the Synod's in the game, I think blue's coming into this deck. I can't believe that was in the game and I didn't know. Okay, how do I make... What do I do from here? What do I do from here? How do I justify this land? It is just Thoughtcast, really. There's only the blue and black theme. So that's just, like, they just randomly are in here. These are, like, Omega level insane. Like, these are deck-definingly busted. So I have to figure out how to do that. I can't believe I didn't see these before. I guess I would have no reason to. I haven't even seen anyone else play them, so maybe other people just don't know they exist. I saw the bridges earlier. Alright, so I think Thoughtcast can come in. I think that can come in now. Still don't like this whale-looking thing. Oh, it's literally a whale. Yeah, I don't think I like this. Well, I mean, it's... You can just play it as like a 3-4 vigilance. You can do that. I don't think we have to do that in this format. I really don't. Modular is interesting, but it has to be like particularly good modular. And there's not really that many options. Honestly, the only one I really like are these two. Probably, I don't even really like this one in this deck specifically. Okay, so because of the artifact lands, we could probably drop Skyfisher and the plains and all that jazz. Can take out off color, so add that one. Oh wait, I'm dumb. What's the one I'm thinking of? This one. And this one. And not this one. There we go. I figured it out. Figured it out. Do I need fetch land for basics? I don't know. I mean, the seats take up... I mean, the other artifact lands take up a lot of space in the artifact department, so maybe doot, 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 like that. Only 8 red sources? Kind of questionable. There's no way I don't play 4 of each of these. Filigree Attendant. Is it a common? I'm not seeing it. MH2? No, MH2 is not in... Oh, wait a minute. What am I talking about? No, this is an uncommon. Unless there's a second set it's from. Oh, there is. It would be Commander Masters, which would not be in Magic Arena, so there's no common version of it in Arena. So no. If it is in the game, it is most assuredly not in its common form. And unlike Pauper, I think that matters. Like, you can't play... Like, there's a Pauper version of it at common, but if there isn't a Magic Arena version at common, it won't let you play the uncommon one. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. Fling might be an example of that, maybe. Does Fling have a common? Oh, it does. Oh, all of them are common except this one. Okay. If none of these Flings were in the game except this one, I don't think the game will let you play Fling, because you don't have a common version inside Arena, even though there are common versions on Pauper. So Filigree Attendant doesn't have a common version on Magic Arena. Can't play it. Okay, so let's look at blue more. Well, actually, I got to work on the land. What does this deck look like? What are we really doing here? What is actually all this doing? We have a lot of blue mana for 1 blue card, so that doesn't look too ideal. We have more blue mana for the 1 blue than like the 4 red for the 12 red cards. Doesn't make sense. The black one is completely fine, though. Have to justify the blue one a little bit more. I could just simply run down bridges like doot 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 and find basic land fetches for like... That just feels ridiculous, though. I could just do like that. The blue-black bridge is certainly the least relevant at this point. And so is the blue-red one, right? Like, it's just the red that's more prominent than the blue ever will be. Maybe the point where I can't run 4 of these. Well, unless I find something else that's blue that has merit, I just shouldn't run this many blue sources. So it's probably a good idea to justify the blue more. What? How does this read? Affinity for artifacts. Did I not see that in the list of affinity cards? I did. I did. I'm tripping. It's right here. Cost less for each. So this has affinity. It just doesn't word it like it has affinity. Can I run this? Probably pretty reasonable to run this. I think this is genuinely, like, castable in this deck. Ah, almost skated over it. It doesn't have affinity on it for some reason. Like the word, like the text, even though it quite literally has the affinity clause. Okay. That kind of makes me want to put Blood Fountain back in. The blue is way more justified now, especially double blue, right? Way more justifiable. Just a little concerned about the lack of red mana. Like the exceptional lack of red mana. Annihilating Glare, way less appealing when I don't have Inspector on turn 1. Like, way less appealing. I might not even want to run this. No Ichor Wellspring. What can I reasonably sacrifice to Annihilating Glare? I could put Wellspring back. I think I would genuinely prefer another creature, though. Turn Annihilating Glare into something else? The fact that it costs 1 is massive. I should try to at least make it work before I move on from it. Bone Splitter is interesting. Again, a 1 of Fling is interesting. Not Sphere. What's the other one? Chromatic Star? Is that not in Arena? Or is Chromatic Star a... You can't play Chromatic Star? No, you can't. Okay. Because that one would be fine. I could sack that one, no problem. You know what? This is color fixing. I could just play this and then sack it for like, oh, I need blue this turn. Oh, I need this turn. Like, that certainly that has some kind of merit. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. It makes Annihilating Glare better too. Oh, I'm liking this a lot. That we got something going here. 18 lands. Maybe too light. Maybe too light. Certainly possible, though. Synthesizer is extremely mana intensive. And with these light red cards, maybe I could just do. And like that. Something like that. 20 lands, go down the Synthesizer. The Synthesizer is hard to sacrifice and also cast the card when you exile it. I don't have core Skyfisher anymore. So it is like a value engine sort of, but it's pretty mana hungry. And it has red in it, which is our least relevant land thing there, so. Okay. Alright, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. So, it's come to my attention that these 2 lands are in the game. So, in my opinion, Giga Omega level busted. The other ones are not, just these 2, because I guess the jumpstart things, there's only, these were the ones in the jumpstart thing, and that's why they're here. A little heavy on the red spells for the red lands, but Sphere is interesting for like one-time color fixing and a relevant turn. I think that's decent in a deck like this. This is essentially the blue affinity creature. It had not been on my radar because I typed the word affinity, and well, guess what does not show up? This thing, because it doesn't have the word affinity on it. But I think it works here, especially with Seat of Synod, especially with that. And then Thoughtcast is new, which is rather exciting. And yeah, so this is what it looks like without the white, the core Skyfisher, and the detective over there. Yep, let's see what happens. I like it. I like what I'm looking at. Until the moment in which I don't. Until the moment in which I no longer do. I actually had a lot of success with Mardu artifacts in normal ranked historic non-Pauper with my Pauper deck. It's kind of funny. In bronze. Let me clear out the error. That was in bronze where I play. All right. Hopefully we beat the Brony as is tradition. No one drop. Ugh, tragic. These artifact lands are, I mean, look at this. This is insane. First game I'm playing. Look at it. Look at that. Oh. Oh, that's so good. Why did they do this to us? I love it. No, don't you target this. Actually, no, that's fine. That's fine. 2 for 1. Heir apparent. Ah. Ugh. Tragic. That's fine. Well, it's fine until it no longer is, but I think my hand is pretty prepared for the Heir apparent matchup, when I ordinarily wouldn't have expected it. It was not on my radar this time around. Didn't keep my hand with it in my brain. I need a second blue source to cast this right now. I could have just not played Familiar this turn to get the second blue source, and there's a lot of merit in that. Because they're just going to discard, like, one of 2 kinds of cards, and it doesn't matter. So, it would have made sense to play the blue thing. I don't know, my opponent might just concede. Double hair removal, yeah. Removing 2 hair appearance is, like, really, really backbreaking. You can kind of survive the first one, but if you don't stick a rabbit you go too long without one staying in play, it's just lights out. In fact, every single time I've played against this so far, only one time have they had 2 rabbits at once. I have just kept them off of the rabbits, and it looks like a non-game when you do that. It's kind of funny. Very good first game. Prophetic Prism instead of Star. Yeah, banned in Pauper, yeah. Alright. Yeah, it's banned in paper, but the Historic doesn't care about the paper variant. In my opinion, it doesn't seem like it does. I don't think it does. But I don't like Prismatic or Prophetic Prism, although it would kind of work. It would kind of work, I'm not gonna lie. I think I would genuinely just run more Stars or Ichor Wellspring. I wouldn't use Prism because it costs 2. That seems a bit steep to me, even though it does replace itself, you know, all that jazz. Just feels a little too steep. Little too steep. Maybe just run more Spheres or Ichor Wellsprings. Could certainly try it, though. It's like, it's a thing you can do. It's a thing that is on the table that can be done. What? Exiles a card from their hand. Ugh. Well, I mean, that's easy, right? Whoop. So... this and that. Hopefully they don't do that again. I'll be pretty upset. We go down an artifact when we crack this, which you gotta keep in mind will mess up the affinity discount. If I like, oh, I just need a blue, and then I lost the artifact and I can't cast it. I feel like a bit of a potato. Alright, looks like the Sultai grind... Sultai, what's the word? What's that? What's the meme? Grind set. Sultai grind set. There it is. Found it. Ooh, hello. So, I do not need blue. I mean, the colors this turn don't seem to matter that much. Can I utilize this other than simply annihilating glare? No. And I don't really want to do anything with this card. Yeah, I'm just passing here. I'm okay with that. Get Mirror Enforcer out next turn, and yeah, just get these 2 out. And probably in a good spot. That's annoying, but it could be worse. I like these cards. I like these cards. There's like 5 in Magic Arena. Oh, alright, so now I have to choose. Probably just this. It's the easiest thing to get rid of, honestly. Yeah, just get rid of it. It's not like I have the mana for its ability anyways. That's fine. Okay, well, I would have liked to have drawn something castable so I didn't lose it to one of these. I assume my opponent has a whole bunch of those in play, or in hand, or whatever, in deck. That would have been a nice turn to get the last card out of my hand, but I couldn't. I feel like with Prism or Wellspring, keep it later or sack for something else. Yeah, that's true. I could replace the spheres, just see what happens. I like the 1 mana spheres though, they seem nice. Like in this exact spot, would have been a little bit similar, just my opener would have been slower, because I wouldn't be able to play this as quickly. So, we move this, or do we swing with it? There's really no merit in killing any of these 1/1s, so wasting my time a turn just swinging into them doesn't really make sense to me, right? I'm gonna not... Actually, I will swing with this, because if they trade, they can't trade with the next one, so... I anticipate a chump block here. Although it's a 2-turn clock in the air, chump block doesn't really mean much. I would probably just trade. Feels free enough. And I can sit behind the sphere. It is a parked card. Opponent can't make me discard it if it's in play, right? They're dead in the air, so this card has to actually do something. And it doesn't. Cool. Duress. Ah, it's Duress. Alright, so it was mono black. No, it wasn't black. Mono black. It was Sultai. Sultai discard. With not much removal, right? It's kind of like the counterspell argument. You might want to, especially in Pauper, it's easier to just kill things than it is to counter and discard them, right? If this was a removal spell or this was a removal spell, you could have just kept me off the board, kind of. The logic makes sense. Cool game. Alright, yeah, we can look into Prism. Maybe we just keep playing until we, like, run out of... Like, maybe I'll just keep trying it the way it is until I do notice a color issue. Because I haven't noticed one yet, right? In the 2 games we played. I only have 2 of these. I just really don't want another 2-minute card in this deck. Maybe Synthesize... You know what? Maybe I should, like, just drop... I really don't even like Synthesizer at all right now, I'm not gonna lie. Synthesizer might just not be good enough. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I could try 2 chromatic spheres and... Is this the same thing? No. What about you? This is a Manamorphose, right? It's 3 mana for the Manamorphose? But it does come in on turn 1 and then, like, mana neutral onwards. Terrarion might just be better than Prism. I think this is actually just so good that this is what I'm looking for, and I shouldn't play Sphere. I think this is exactly what I'm looking... This is, like... Where you like the Prism and I like the Sphere, this is the literal in-between, and it's probably better than both of these. I forgot this card existed. Yeah, the fact that this is a 1-drop is huge to me, so that's exactly what we were looking for. Prism costing 2 is, ugh. You know, I'm getting too sweaty about it, but 2 mana is twice as much. It's the most significant mana increase in a card. 1 to 2 is the biggest jump. 2 to 3 is not, you know, 1 to 2 is the biggest jump. Alright. Oh yeah, I'm already liking it. Already liking it. Already liking it. Look at it go. Look at it do its thing. Look at it. Opponent's reading it. Love to see it. Alright, so red, it's got some haste. There is not really a large incentive to crack it here, so I just won't do that. I can start playing things next turn. Oh, hey, look! Nice. If you don't hit a land, it's gonna feel... Ah. Oh. Oh, hey, tap land, get wrecked. Nice, love to see it. Okay, so I can play this first, correct? And then this. Bask in my glory, opponent. I play this, and then these two next turn. I am sitting really well right now. This is really good. Yeah, see, this is the power of these costing 1 instead of 2, right? This, you're seeing it right now. This is massive. I haven't drawn the cards off of them, but like, look at this situation. Love to see that. Love to see that. Because I wanted this Volt Scourge out of the way for the inevitable cranial whatever. Hey, didn't I play against this person earlier? Isn't this the black-red player? That I accidentally didn't... Yes! Yes! Taste it, opponent. Yes, taste the blue. Oh, taste the blue. Look at that. Look at that. I probably showed them... This person, having played them earlier, I don't think they know this is in the game. They might now know it's in the game if they, like, paid attention. But I don't think they played this card last time I played against their deck. But, yeah, the black-red one can probably get away with this. When you play them that early, this is why, like, feels kind of bad. But, GG. Sweet. Love to see it. Looks like we're the better artifact deck. Can't beat me. My wheelhouse. Get out of here. Go back to bed. This is the kind of format I'll be like, alright, I'm done for the day. See you guys next time. And then suddenly I just, like, play offline for another 3 hours. Okay. I absolutely love this format. I love this format. So happy. It's all I wanted. You can have your weird magic sets and make this entire year of cards. Oh, I was going to complain about Ether Drift, but I probably shouldn't. I had things about it I really, really don't like. It's really disappointed. I'm really just like Hazoret's my favorite. I will say this, Hazoret's like one of my favorite characters, and for some reason it's just in this format, or in the set, and I don't, it just seems so odd to me. Incredibly disappointed. Man, every time I play this, I'm happy. Whenever it attacks, gain 1, 2, or 5. That is nuts. Opponent, you are out of your mind. So, what do I do? Nothing. This is blue, these are not. Shambling Ghast. But opponent. That's toxic. Okay, what, deny the... Oh, I didn't... Oops, I didn't play the man... Ooh, could have missed a... missed a damage there. Whoops. 2-turn clock, who cares? They could swing and gain life, though. Please don't sacrifice the Shambling Ghast. Please. 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 Okay, yep, just swing with it. Nothing, alright. Well, I mean, you need something. You're gonna need a card here. I think pre-combat this is fine. I could have done this post-combat, though, honestly. Alright, what is it? Show me the card. We'll swing with both of these now. Okay, that's not enough. That is enough. Alright. So, it's going away anyways. Let's get rid of you. Get rid of that. It denies my opponent the life gain on that removal spell as well, so there's relevance in what I just did. Oh, the familiar dies now. Ooh, maybe I did do this wrong. Oh, they got a treasure token. Why did you get a treasure token? I have a flying lethal threat. You just got rid of your answer. There must be a 5-drop that's good. Nope, just maybe a blunder? Maybe a blunder there, yeah. They definitely wanted to kill the familiar, and by that, I should have not cast it pre-combat. But they didn't do that. They would also need to stop this from killing them, and they real well, I mean, they're not doing that currently. This would flip and become a 9-turn clock. Maybe with a removal spell it could get there too. Sweet. Have I cast a Thoughtcast yet? Nope. I have not. Ooh, this mana. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's see what we can do with a hand like this. Well, it's not legal. Let's go there. It's the Healer's Hawk. It's the Healer's Hawk. It's there. In the flesh. Now it's dead. A land would be pretty nice right now. Wait, what? Okay. So do I toss something to glare? I think I do glare this. I don't like my opponent recasting this. It makes me nervous. I could maybe wait till they have another aura. There could be auras in this deck. Enters, attacks. That's odd. Yeah, I'm going to do this here. And I don't think Tithing Blade flipping is that relevant when my opponent has shown me life gain. And I'm nowhere near close to using it anyways. So I'd rather keep my stuff. Hand is not looking too great. Apparently neither is my opponent's. Oh, my hand got worse. Alright. Well, I can't play around anything, so if that's what's going on, that's what's going on. Yep. Fair enough. When it dies, draw a card. Alright, we drew a land. It's pretty solid land, I'd say. Lets me play Mirror Enforcer and Cranial Rams, which are both quite ideal. No, I didn't even know this was in the game. The dog one is an enchantment too, isn't it? I guess this one's better, right? It dodges, naturalizes. Whoa! Savannah Lion. Opponent. I am so happy you just played that. I love this. Mono white. Honest mono white beatdowns. It's actually kind of cool looking. Savannah Lions, Helpful Hunter. Like this is the kind of Magic I want to be playing. What does this do? Attacks, another creature you control gets +1/+1 indestructible. Alright. Savannah Lions is a rare. I mean, yeah. Oh, this is an uncommon here too. Yep. But there's a this is a good example. Is there a common version of Savannah Lions in Magic Arena? That'll answer our question. Okay, they're just getting rid of this. I might as well block it. I just want to draw. That's fine. Okay. Do I move the Cranial Ram? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's a common version in Magic Arena? Yep, alright. My logic still tracks then. I could have done the just move this 2-turn clock thing, but it's mono white. They could out of nowhere turn this game around with a bunch of random creatures and some random pump spell, or giving this like flying with an aura, or I don't know. I think there's merit in just trying to get these off the board. I want to do 4 here like that. Okay, I've had a lot of people say good game recently and then not concede. I don't know what's going on. It's happened like a lot in the past week. That's like the 4th time. Really weird. I missed the damage again, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna block it. It doesn't matter. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. This here. Alright, so we have a massive giant 26 Mirror Enforcer with no trampler. No tramples. Trampsies. It is essentially the Abyss, though. This can almost be activated. 2 more lands, and then I can just make an unblockable lethal giant attacking thing that probably wins. Although they have a way to remove it with this, so it's not actually true. I'm not in a position where I shouldn't be hanging back. I mean, I have another blocker, so no, there's no merit in holding back, but you know what I mean. Does that change anything? Other than a surprise kill their chump blocker? Not really. Bask in my Gear Seeker Serpent. Bask, I say. You turned off chat for a year because of GGers and the oops. I don't get any oopsies. I don't get any oopsies. Exile Enchanted Creature. Alright, now I have to think. There is no reason to make a move on that. That shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter. Okay, well, it's super giga lethal still. There's no reason to play the land. Although there's also no reason not to play the land. Again, it's... Oh wait, there is a reason. Excuse me, this is a 6-minute ability. We were talking about it. Yeah, so now we have lethal next turn. Now we have lethal. What is this last card? It looks like it's not going to make it. So it looks like we got there. I'm just going to cast that for the sake of it. And hope my opponent doesn't have the removal spell, which I don't think they do. So. Alright. Well, one of us said GG at the right time, at least. Maybe my opponent just enjoyed the matchup. Maybe just having a good time, you know? That's fine. Just hard to know without a chat box. Can't type to each other. Can you get this deck list real quick? You have to wait till the YouTube video now. You waited too long. Sorry. I'm not gonna upload it until it's done for like YouTube or whatever, because I will assume I'll change some cards in it as time goes on. But so far I have felt confident. This is very rare to have all 4 ofs and not feel bad about having too many or too little of any card, including the lands. Like, that's probably wrong. Something about this must not be right. All 4s, even the lands, doesn't seem like that's ever logical, but everything has worked so far. There's not a single card in this pile that I wish was something else. Annihilating Glare might be the first thing to go, but so far, no, it's just been completely fine, so. You only need the 3 wins? You optimize enough for you? Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Cranial Ram, Volt Scourge, Tithing Blade. Now we have Thoughtcast. Gear Seeker I don't think is new, but I just didn't know it existed. Maybe I forgot. Mirror Enforcer has felt excellent. Isn't there a... Wait a minute. What's the other Mirror Enforcer? It's a frog or something? Oh, it's an uncommon, isn't it? It has like basic land cycling. I think it's an uncommon. I don't know where I would put it here. Probably just replace Annihilating Glare. Yeah, probably. It probably just makes sense. Frog Mirror, yeah. Alright. You've looked at it long enough. I want to play more. I don't have the chat deck bot that like tells chat what I'm playing. Knowing me, it would take me like a month to change the deck. I did have the assistant bot for like a minute, but I lost emotional investment in trying to update it constantly every stream. That is an island consider. This is the first time I've seen something like this. It's also the first time I've felt extremely nervous. I can lead on this. Always makes sense to me. Don't you do it. Oh wait, it's mono blue. Do whatever you're gonna do. It's fine. That is okay. I can just simply not swing with this until it has a cranial plating on it. Or cranial whatever on it. And then swing in that turn with just a flying shotgun. And I probably should, to be honest with you. Probably should. Between these two, I think the Tithing Blade is more likely next turn. I wonder what the win condition... This is the kind of matchup I'd love to find out what the win condition is here. Alright, so we got blue and red. What have they been? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a 1/1 counter on this. Alright. Add 1 blue, only to foretell. Okay. Odd. Very, very odd. Let's not respect this, because I don't respect it. I just don't respect that card, so yeah. You can keep it. The blue is only for foretell. It's extremely specific. Oh wait, no, instant or sorcery. Never mind. I'm a liar. I still don't respect it, but it does more than I thought. Opponent gets rid of an island. I still kind of don't want to swing, right? As long as this is untapped, I can at least get one attack with it, with the equipment. Which I think, in my opinion, has more value and merit. Alright, play the land pre-combat, go to combat. Also, I might act as though I'm not aware this can swing. Maybe my opponent will think that that's what's happening. Like, oh, they don't realize it can swing, and then, like, I'm not ever swinging, and then the equipment out of nowhere just, like... Alright, I don't think I need this card, but let's do blue-red. Redraw, love it. Alright, just a land. Don't love it. The refurbished flyer is new to you? It's very, very, very good. It's very good. It's an incredibly good card. It's been around for a while, too. Yeah. Well, sort of. It sees play in... Well, it saw play in Modern for a second. Like, it was a literal... It was in Modern Affinity for a second. I don't think it is anymore. But I think it's in baseline Pauper. And I will bait out a counterspell, because this isn't significant to me. Alright, looks like there's no counterspell. And that card that I just killed just didn't wind up doing anything. Alright, yeah, I think I just pummeled this mono blue deck. So it wasn't what I thought it was, and it did actually have red in it. They just apparently never found the red, but even if they did, the things they were doing in blue did not feel too spooky. I was more concerned that they were like the devious cover-up looping counterspell deck where like blue-red plays a bunch of lands, they counter things, they shuffle, they counter, they shuffle, some burn spells and whatnot, but they were not. Yeah, unsummon the 0 mana card. Well, all the other options were they couldn't do that, right? You don't want to reset the Vault Scourge or give me a ETB on the refurbished thing. Perfect. Level 9 light spell. Oh my. Land. We want red and blue. This is good enough. So far I haven't had a game where like, well no I have. That was that one game. Alright, I don't like to see that. I do not like to see that. That makes me upset. That makes me gravely upset. I'm offended. Please have nothing after. Please have everything go my way. Tragic. Alright. So... yeah, we're doing this. I'm curious which one they keep. Very curious. I didn't even think about it. Just keep that one short. Another game where it looks like Tithing Blade shall meet its demise. Well, maybe not. We can wait. Oh! I finally drew it. I finally drew one. Oh. Oh my goodness. So happy. Actual happiness. We found our red, too. Opponent gets rid of Flash, Aura. That's mid. No block. You can't convince me to block. Let's play land. Let's go to combat. Let's play giant stupid thing. And this has flash. Other than enchanted creature. I might as well just try to do this. Like, just send it. See what, like, what's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work. I think that's totally fine. It's just a protection spell for a removal spell. It's not like it's going anywhere. I can't get it out of their hand unless I cast my spells, so. Yep, that's fine with me. It's also not a permanent card. It's just temporary buff. Ethereal Armor is not okay with me. I am losing the race now, I think. Oh, that changes it. Oh, does it change it? Looks like there's even more protection. Love it. Playing this is moderately concerning, but the reason I want to play this instead of the other thing is that this can actually gain me life and makes their attack really bad, because then I have a Volt Scourge swinging back for more damage. Yeah, I highly doubt they have lethal here, so you're going to need a way to stop my Volt Scourge. Wow, look at that. Look at that, I actually just did it. Look at that. Love to see it. Yep. It looks like maybe more protection, pseudo kind of cards, and the attack was probably not a good idea. This does have first strike, so I don't know if I would swing with this. And you could just hide behind it. This could genuinely be a stone wall that I can't get through. And eventually they could draw into something more than just like random combat tricks or something. So I'm kind of surprised. They also just didn't have lethal. I was arguably close to lethal, having not blocked there, but yep, couldn't convince me. I almost wanted to just not swing with this, commit this block, and maybe force out a card. Didn't have to, though. Oh man, yeah, every card in this deck has felt fine. This probably is better than the Mardu one I had played last Pauper cycle. It probably is, especially with Thoughtcast in Seat of the Synod land. So, this is functional, it just needs a blue. What is this? Baron Moore, oh right. Interesting. Rat Colony, ugh. Well, there's nothing really to do except just constantly trade off my cards for Rat Colonies, so that's what I'll do. There's literally nothing to think about. I just trade off until I either win or get colonied out. Opponent apparently has a 1-minute card. That is nightmare level scenario. Removing this is kind of questionable, but I'm going to do it. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for this matchup. I don't want to see a reanimate. And there's a reanimate spell. Okay, that's not a reanimate spell. That's still very problematic, actually, but it could have been worse. Could have been a stuck rat. It's just not a stuck rat. That's not what I expected at all. That's kind of nuts. I mean, it is a rat still. It's kind of cute. Let's play you, and then I can't play anything else. So let's lead with this first. Okay. I mean, Mirror Enforcer can get there, you know. These are 5/6s. I would really not want to trade these with rats, but I think we're close to getting somewhere. I don't have double blue, do I? No, I don't. I mean, you either have another rat or you don't. It's not hard. Alright. They didn't pick up another rat colony. I feel like I would have. I don't really care about this, like, burglar rat. This is the only thing I can play. Do I play a land? Suppose I do. I can flip this Tithing Blade. Now things are looking very bad. This might just be the end of me. I think we finally lost to Cringe, of all things. Lost to Cringe. Kind of tragic. I feel like this is like a solid game to... Am I dead on board? No, not quite. Not quite. If I draw an untapped blue source, I can technically play both of these. I am still not dead, and dead. Alright. Yep, died to Smooth Brain. Tragic. Opponent made no decisions. Well, the best decks are the ones you make the least mistakes. You can't make mistakes when you're playing Relentless Rats. Rat Colony, whatever, same thing. Sag. Our winning streak has grinded to a halt. That was the first loss, though, and it was like over an hour, so pretty sure we're happy still. This is a mold of 5, a thing I haven't seen yet. I really want a game where Terrarion actually fixes my colors. Ward 1, Armadillo gets blah blah blah. Alright, so some kind of Bant hexproof thing. The Tithing Blades are absolutely disgusting. Actually, I probably just won. Unless they have another creature. This is why they mold a 5 to find something like this. You're going to need more creatures and more things to do with it. Of course, they have the creature. Of course, they have more to do with it. Why not? Alright, surely that last card is extremely good. No, of course not. Okay, Tithing Blade is not looking too good. But I do have Lifelink in play, so... My opponent does not have Lifelink in play. Gives us a slight edge here. I will play this, because it stonewalls all attacks. Actually, it's just phenomenal. I kind of forgot it does that. It is just like a Tolarian Terror. It actually just sits there and blocks, so... This is phenomenal. What else does this do? You can make it get +1/+1 with 4 mana. Okay. Get wrecked. We did it. Get wrecked. Green-white hexproof. Not good enough. Well, it's not even hexproof. It's like ward. There are hexproof creatures. They just apparently weren't running them. Ward 1 is not really that exciting. Ward 2 is slightly more interesting, I guess. But there are hexproof cards you can run. Just maybe they had them and didn't play them or find them or something. I don't know. There's like the one that makes a 1/1 hexproof merfolk, and then there's the other one that does something similar that I can't remember the name of. No, it's an uncommon. The horse is an uncommon. I can't remember. Oh no, someone playing as Karn, but their name is Justice for All. I guess that is colorless. Done a good job at not mulliganing too. Very nice. I mean, when you have 4 of every card, it's like very consistent, right? You're just never upset to see any one card because you're willing to play 4 of all of them. Yep. I could probably drop an Annihilating Glare for a land if I was gonna do something. My lands. Okay, well, we've seen this matchup 16 times. Let's play you, and Terrarion. Okay. I don't know why they... Why would you give me the option to block first? Oh, I mean, you don't have to cast Lightning Strike if I block. Alright, fair enough. So, Cranial Shabberber. What if I did this? Yeah, this is probably better. Yep. Nice. Nice. I am absolutely going to block. First strike or not? Wow, that just worked. I don't think I would have ever attacked then. I feel like that should not have worked. Play that. Play this. Okay, so we can get this in play without paying life, which would be ideal. Alright, I feel like we are very, very ahead now. They have to deal with this Volt Scourge. They're just kind of dead. They drew a land for the turn, I think. Another blind attack? I mean, send it. I'm taking the trades. Like, send it. Alright, they found Shock. Tragedy. But, like, this trade with the Prophet is, like, fine. Oh, we can also cycle... Oh, hey, nope, never mind. Let's say we can cycle these to find things, but not if you just draw them. I think it's still fine to just black, red. You just cycle them, right? Black, red. Maybe could have did black, blue. Okay, never punished. Two-turn clock. I can kill this to get it out of the way. Could just simply swing. This feels like a little bit of an order lull. It definitely was an order lull. I don't really care about this. I'm not going to die from this life total, so I'm just going to pass. I just don't care about this. Wait, why didn't you play this shock? Wasn't this shock just... This shock is going away right now. Shouldn't you have played that one first? Well, my opponent left themselves dead if they just play this. I mean, they don't know that. They would no way to know how to respect that. They haven't seen any removal yet. What's your last card? Gesendo. Alright. So... Oh, I don't even have to sack anything. Nice. I can just... I forgot I had a bajillion mana. Oh, I could have just made this unblockable. I could have just paid 6 and made it unblockable. Even I forgot. Shoot. I didn't need to draw anything. They were dead on board no matter what they did. That's funny. GG. That's really a sleeper ability. I'm not gonna lie, that's a sleeper ability. Just out of nowhere 11 damage that you just can't block on a 6 toughness creature that I paid 2 mana for. Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, well, every card in this deck is working extremely well. I can't imagine wanting to change anything, and I've only really been color screwed a single game, and I still won that game. Now, my opponent stumbled in that game. I might not have won if they weren't stumbling, but maybe that's just fine. Maybe there's really no reason to change the lands. They're all artifact lands, right? I don't even know what I would want to put in this deck if I took something out. It just feels unusual to not want to change anything this long. Usually like an hour deep, I'm like, oh, this card is very rare, especially in the Pauper setting where I don't change cards constantly. And I'm just sitting at 4 of everything and it just doesn't feel natural. But nothing has felt wrong, so you gotta go. Fun watching and like those games. See you. Yep. Thanks for sticking around. It'll be on YouTube in multiple different videos. I gotta up my upload game for February, because this month this month had a bunch of stuff in it, but still. Yeah, I don't know what I would take out. I don't know why I would take it out, and I don't know what I would take it out for. There hasn't been a fundamental, consistent opposing deck that I have bumped into that I would want an answer to. So, who knows? Hello, person in chat whose name I cannot pronounce. I really think the only thing that would maybe make sense is going down an Annihilating Glare, and I'm okay with that, but I don't know what I would put in. But for the sake of just, the sake of diversity, I will just add a different kind of card in my deck, just to have, like, more diverse game play patterns or something. What about Moonsnare Prototype? I'm never going to channel it. But it's blue up front. And I don't really use the mana. Yeah, I don't really need the mana that would make. I would just prefer it was a chromatic star. Yeah. Moon Circuit Hacker is interesting. This is viable. I do have, like, Familiar and Volt Scourge to consistently get in there with it. Especially, oh, wait a minute. Especially with this, I can genuinely Moon Circuit that a few times. I like that idea. Picking this up is huge. It's very strong. And it justifies the 12 blue sources even more so. I actually want to go down another Annihilating Glare and up this. Although maybe... No, I think Surge at instant speed is just too nuts to pass up. Could go down a Terrarian for a third one of these. I'm like a huge fan of this card right now. I'm in the mood for it. Alright. Okay. Yep. Let's try that. Just for the Refurbished Familiar, I like this. I mean, even picking up the Mirror Enforcers when there's 0 mana is fine, just to have the Moon Circuit thing do its thing. If anything, I made my deck worse, but I'm happy. Oh yeah, these costing 1 is just... Yep. Over a Prism. It's just huge. Alright, it's red again. It's this kind of red, so I guess we're playing the Surge next turn, so I'll play Red Source, maybe? I don't think playing Volt Scourge is productive. Huh. Okay. A little bit of an unusual way of going about it from the opponent, but yeah, it works. I'd expect different kinds of spells being cast here, honestly. It's just not what I expected. Alright, love to see that. Love to see that. The blowout. The blowout is real. So we can play one of these, and or I could just play double Volt Scourge. Fine with me. Man, if I could play the Enforcer this turn, I'd be so happy. Not first strike. Not first strike. So I will block. I will probably still block. I could just take 3 and then hide because this can't swing again. Yeah. Okay. I think we found the line. This turn is unfortunately not cracking a Terrarian, but I think that's okay. And I really don't want to pay 2 life here. I really don't want to pay 2 life. So I'm not going to. Feels kind of bad. But I should stabilize hiding behind a Mirror Enforcer. But who knows? Shock and Lightning Strike. Well, that's... If I had brought myself down to 6 life, I would be dead. I wonder if they shocked the Volt Scourge. They probably do. Wow, really? I mean, if you shock the Mirror Enforcer, I'm... Okay. I mean, yeah, you got it. Alright, so black, red. Oh! Yes! Alright, so blue, black. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta slow down and make sure I can always cast those. Yes, do this first. Oof! Okay, game. Blue, black. Also, oof. I don't have red for this. Actual tragedy. Well, this is what it is. Alright, I'm at 8. Lightning Strike might have to go to my face to close this game out. Otherwise, Volt Scourges can turn this around. I'm gonna redraw. Where is this Lightning Strike going? They're most assuredly playing it. I don't think they want to lose access to that resource. Which means I'd go down to 3 life, up to 5. We'll see. They do Lightning Strike. A Volt Scourge, that's huge. Huge. And then they... No, you can't swing anymore. You don't even know. Yep. Now I can get rid of this, which I am very happy about. It's very easy to just sack a land. Do that. I don't know if there's any haste, and it probably is up to me to try to close the game out, so we'll go ahead and do that by swinging. Stealing a life a turn against a red deck is very good. I will not make a move. I will go to combat first. Okay. I will kill this, because I think it's the last thing that could threaten me when they're down to 1 card. And it looks like it's a sorcery speed card. I don't know what the card is, but it certainly feels like it's sorcery speed. Yep, nice. Super clean game. I think I played that pretty well. Opponent sort of just played the glowing card, and I mean, they had a Reckless Impulse. They got advantage. All the cards they cast were relevant. There was one blowout, right, with the Rimrock Knight, the second Rimrock Knight. I had stopped it going on an adventure, having killed the target, so that was pretty nice. Yep, cool. I didn't see a ninja. Actual nightmare. Didn't see a ninja. Oh man, this stream is slugging. I might stop soon. It's been 3 hours. I'm tired. I don't usually stream this long, but man, am I gonna play Pauper? I want to play Pauper. I could just play more. I mean, screw it. Three videos a day is probably too much, honestly. But 2 is probably fine. 2 is fine. 3 in the first 2 days, 2 in the third. It's just how much I like this format. If someone ever, like, runs Ancient Grudge, if that starts becoming a card we see, this deck would begin to struggle, maybe? This is not a permanent 1/1 counter, but I'm getting aura vibes from what they did. So hopefully the Tithing Blade is very good here. Would be ideal. Okay, what does that do? I was really hoping they wouldn't make a 1/1 to, like, play around the Edict, but of course they did. So, still play I can play Cranial Ram. I can play it. I go down an artifact, though. I'm going to just play this for now. And wait. See one card deeper before I play a Ram. Just so the Mirror Enforcer is far more easily woven into my turn next turn. Well, that's annoying. So, mono white auras. I don't think this has any merit right now. Play this. Oh, so play land. Play this. That still costs 2. So, I should just play this? Okay, kinda lame. Kinda lame. But alright. I really want the Mirror Enforcer here. If they don't fly, we do have just a wall of things. Oh, and then they play a blue source. Of course. Oh, no. Alright, that flies, but it isn't flying immediately. That's a plus. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh my goodness, what have I done? This is first strike? Till first strike on turn? Okay, I'll take 5. Oh, nope. Again with the tokens. That is probably massive. Get that last card out of there. It was a military discipline. I was right. Played around it. And I don't think we're in the attacking stage of the game with this 4/4. I just don't think we are. Could have maybe tried. What do these flip into? When you unlock it, put a counter on up to... Oh, let's just get some random counters. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be swinging. We can swing with the familiar, probably. Putting a ram on the familiar so this 2/3 it doesn't win the game would be ideal. Also, what does this actually do? Create a 1/1. That's all it does. Alright, so I'm extremely surprised they chose to swing at all. And I will double block, because this is just going to be a blocker. I'm going to move the equipment anyways. Yeah, this feels like a risky attack there. I don't know if I agree with it. Okay, that's free. So Tithing Blade is 5. I don't have a creature though. Equip here. Oh, there's also the argument that I have a 2-turn clock. Kind of forgot about that. If I just don't kill my own flyer. They do have a flyer now though that I cannot kill. That's still probably okay, though, because if it blocks, that means I'm not taking flying damage. So, nice. Look at that. I did not feel good about the beginning of that game at all. But I just turned it around. I mean, just out of nowhere half their life total, or out of nowhere 2-turn clock is just nuts. This Pious Wayfarer did a lot of damage. And Terrarion actually manifixed me, so nice. That was a pretty good game. I've seen a very large chunk of different decks so far. Very large chunk of different decks. I've only seen like the same thing a few times, and it's always just red deck wins. Which I think have I lost to it? I don't think I've lost to red deck wins. I think I've only lost to the rats. Rat colony. Alright, 2 artifacts, no red mana. Kinda ugly, but I'm gonna try it. Alright. This is concerning. These Tithing Blades are randomly very useless, and that's very annoying. I think this is going to be a very quick game here. It's looking like a very quick game. I am not doing really anything successful in this game so far. I'm just getting clowned by Toxic. It's funny. Ugh. Man, yeah, this is an embarrassing way to lose, not gonna lie. It's kind of very depressing. Alright, so you... Tithing Blade? Functionally identical to Mirror Enforcer? But it just discounts the Mirror Enforcer for next turn, maybe? Oh, it's not the same. Oh, it's not the same. It's not the same. I was wrong. Alright. Yeah, I just got completely clowned. I got completely clowned. If I had Annihilating Glares instead of the Moon Circuit hackers, I might have actually been fine. Because they would have just been Moon's Annihilating Glares, right? More removal. Although I'd have to be sacking my lands, so probably not. Probably not. Yeah, that would not be a successful avenue of victory. I don't think. Just got toxificated out of the game. What does this do? Sack an artifact or a land, draw. And a 2/1 haste. Alright. Opponent's in it deep. Let's play... we can afford to just play that. It's alright. It's alright with me. It's alright with me. Block the Nest Robber. Oh, spicy. 4 toughness. So, whoop. And that. I'm content with this. I kind of expect my opponent to block, so I think I just swing. What does this do? This creature... Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe... I'm just not going to swing. It's probably 50-50 of what's better. Like, they have a burn spell for the creature. It's just not going face. If they don't have one, I can block the 0/4. If I did swing, they probably block with a 2/1, so I still got, like, a creature off the board. I don't know what's better or worse. I really don't. But we are taking 2. Oh boy. My opponent did not swing. It was free to attack, and they did not do it. A little bit of a misstep there. Alright, so let's do this for blue. Red. I have certainly been sacking Tithing Blades a lot. And I don't know if that's right. And I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play it. Now I expect the block. Although it feels bad because the Vault Scourge is just gonna take it anyways. So maybe you just don't want to block there. Okay, they blocked with a creature that I don't agree with in any way, shape, or form. Because it didn't trade, it just chumped. They could have at least traded. No, they just had like a 2/1. Very strange. Okay. I've never seen this card in my life. Let's just make quick work of them. I don't want to... Let's cast the burn spell after they block. I can probably blow them out. Oh, this can't block. Oh, but no, they still have 4. They still have 4. Okay. Probably better to trade, but they chose not to trade. Maybe they can't afford to trade, because then they just kind of run out of cards to actually kill me with. Alright, they just conceded. Can't block them. Well, I mean, they could have stayed alive, but it clearly isn't going anywhere with them. Nice. Although that was one of those decks that seemed like not the most powerful. But it is red deck wins, right? Red deck wins, just play mountains, play red cards. You either beat your opponent to death or you don't, right? Still running shock and all that jazz. Alright, it's been over 3 hours. I can't keep going. I can't do it. But I will talk about this deck. So, this was extremely powerful. Probably the... No, absolutely, definitively, objectively, the strongest artifact affinity kind of deck I've played in Historic Pauper. The other one was like the Mardu one, the black-red one. I think there were a couple others the farther back you go, like each time the Pauper thing has come around. I've got like new artifact affinity ideas. Because of the blue cards now, most particularly this one, and well, this one. This just seems like the best thing to do in this affinity kind of strategy. I added Moon Circuit Hacker because it just felt weird that every single card in my deck was a 4 of, including the lands. Like all the cards, every single card. So I took out one of these, 2 of these, and added these just to diversify the deck a little, right? Like, it doesn't seem like you should have all 4 ofs, but I didn't really ever mulligan, right, with all 4 ofs, and because of that, if you're running 4 of a card, you just want to see it, like, every game, or often, so it would make sense that, you know, every card of 4 of, you're never really upset with most of your hands, barring, you know, getting mana screwed or something. So, this is just an extremely good deck. I don't even know if this is right. I think maybe going back to all 4 of these and these is just better. The games in which I added these, it felt like sometimes I just wish I had my Annihilating Glares back, but it really wasn't the worst. It is awesome that all of my lands can get sacked to the Glares and Surges. That is very, very nice. The Terrarion is a color fixing thing. Someone recommended Prismatic Prism or Prophetic Prism, like the 2 mana one that draws and then just stays in play as like a filter artifact. But that costs 2, and that is huge, right? This costing 1 is way, way more relevant and just much more powerful, right? I don't even really need the color fixing on turn 1 or really ever turn 2 most of the time. So if you do need the color fixing on turn 2, actually this does that. The other one doesn't. So this is just really good. In fact, this is so good, I don't even know if I want 3 of these. I mean, this should just be an auto 4, probably. Yeah, I think it really should be. But it did feel like this would be very good in games in which I could pick up Refurbished Familiar, right? That's why Core Spirit Walker, or Core whatever it is, the 2/3 pick up a permanent in white was very heavily played for me in like the Mardu kind of artifact deck, having not been a Mardu artifact style card. Like, it's not an artifact itself, but it just works so phenomenal with this card. But with the added benefit of Mirror Enforcer, and I guess also Volt Scourge only costing 1 mana for the most part, it's still perfectly reasonable to play this, and I don't want the core Sky Fisher to only have a few cards to pick up, whereas like this sort of does the same thing, just a few cards to pick up. However, this can stay in blue, where the other one is white, and I have to completely refinagle the mana base to put a white card in this deck. But if you could make it work, of course, Sky Fisher is extremely good in a deck like this. But as it stood, it was completely bonkers. This is like if Pauper was around forever and there was sideboards, this would probably become leveled out from a boatload of artifact hate, like post sideboard. But in best of one, in a 3-day long event, it's just not going to happen. So this is probably better than the Tolarian Terror Gurmag Angler deck. But both decks really didn't ever lose, right? It's not a ranked format, so my opponents aren't in crazy like sweat mode, right? You're gonna play against some people that are just putting a deck together to simply play the event. But any deck that is like, you know, coherent and there wasn't time put into it, it was just like put 20 mountains in my deck, 20 red cards, try to kill your opponent. This felt very good all the time. And I was never really upset with my opening hands. I never felt like I was mulliganing or anything. And again, the color fixing from Terrarion was surprisingly not, it didn't come up as often, but if ever I needed it, it was certainly there for me, right? But like the mana base just felt on its own slightly good enough, just teeter on the edge of just being good enough for the essentially 3-color deck with a double blue and a black red. And it worked. So can recommend, would recommend if all you want to do is win. Play this or something similar to it. But that's all I've got for you. I am tired. I've played like, what, 2 decks today? Just back to back. So let me know what you thought about this list. I will be playing more Pauper tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Pauper is really fun. You tried for the first time and you really love it. Yeah, Pauper is really, really fun. And it's all accessible. I mean, I have 200... No, I don't. I have 100 common wild cards. I can just do whatever I want. It's funny, there's nothing to do with uncommons. It's really funny. I wish you could break down the uncommons into like 2 commons per. Or even just 1. Just have it 1. You could bring a uncommon wild card down to a common. That would be very nice. But or, you know what? Screw it. Make it so you can have like 10 uncommons or 20 uncommons turned into like a rare. Something like that would be really cool. Because the uncommons just, you don't use them. Just really don't use them. The only reason my commons are so low is because I think the commons are less... Yeah, you get less common wild cards than you get common wild cards. The common wild cards are less common than the uncommon ones. So, and I play Pauper, so I spend them a little bit more. But I do like Artisan, which is commons and uncommons. That's a very fun format. Alright, enough rambling. Thanks for watching. Everybody who did, I will see you guys very likely tomorrow. I would like to play at least every day of this event, so see ya. Stream is now closing.